A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued throughout the UK, meaning that tomorrow is one of the first times I've ever seen a severe thunderstorm warning. So let's break it down for what it's going to be like. So starting with what the Met Office has issued for things. This is a lot to read out, so I'm just going to try and summarise it. But basically, widespread thunderstorms could be in play, and also millimeters can be up to 70 to 100 millimeters in just a few hours, with the chance of 20 to 40 millimeters over the course of just 1 hour throughout the day. For areas that are in the warning, it's actually quite a populated area because London, believe it or not, is in this. So we've also got Cambridge, Hitchin, Chelmsford, Southend-on-Sea, Maidstone, Hastings, Brighton is also in this. Same with Chichester, Basingstoke, or well, the east side of it. We got Reading, Woking, Wallingham, and Crawley are also in this, as well as St Albans. So let's start off with the temperatures, which are so we'll start with today's temperatures, which if we go to the Met Office model, we are forecasted to have 29 in London, and then we also have Bristol, which is 21, Plymouth 20, St David's over in the west of Wales is having 18 degrees as of 5 o'clock, Birmingham is 24, Norwich 31, the warmest place at the moment. Liverpool is also in the 20s, well, exactly 20. Hull with 24, Sunderland is 18, Glasgow is 22, Aberdeen is 18, Inverness is 23, Thurso 22, Portsmouth is 18, Ballyvinich is 16 degrees, and Skirnish is also 16 degrees, as well as Douglas also being 16 degrees. And then over in Northern Ireland, Newry being 20 degrees, Belfast being 19, Omagh being 17 degrees, and Londonderry is 19 degrees. So that's as of 5 o'clock today. If we go for the temperatures at 4 o'clock tomorrow, you can see they are kind of cooled down a bit. If we look at the temperatures for that, London's actually now 23, with Bristol being the warmest place for any major cities of 25 degrees, and yet that's still not as warm. Birmingham can get to 23 degrees, St David's as 19 degrees, and then Plymouth 20, and then the rest of the values for which are here, with average in Scotland, which is about, I'd say, 18 degrees. I think that's fair. And then for England, we have 23 being the average. Well, just under actually. 22.9 degrees is the average. And if we go to Wales, for what I can see, it seems to be averaging about 20 degrees. And then of course Isle of Man is around 17 to 18 degrees, with Northern Ireland also averaging around 17. So that's for the temperatures. If we go to, so we stay on the forecast for today so far, then we can see this, as we go on further today, we can see that they start to move in from France as they move in from the south. And then as it continues to move up north, we start to see some more scattered showers across Scotland. And then just another thing about this, we also have a little bit of rain action going on Sunday as well, with London getting quite a bit of rain, and also this area, I forgot what this area is called, so around Plymouth is also getting quite a lot of rain. Especially this part. How much rain even is that? 26.9 millimeters, and that's just in the span of an hour. If we go to the rain accumulation for tomorrow for the UK, pretty much the east side is filled with just blue splotches with around 100 millimeters in, what area is this? Near here. We can actually see that it can accumulate up to 100 millimeters, which is what was said by the Met Office on our weather warning. If we actually look at the area where there's 100 millimeters, we can actually see that it's looks like it's barely inside of our. No, we're actually. Hold on, is it? Oh, it's the wrong model. I got scared there for a second. I thought that was changed. So yeah, 104.5 millimeters falling around this area near South Harting, which, if we go back to our weather warnings, is inside of our severe warning. So basically, if you're inside of this severe warning, you can get the chance of 40 to 100 millimeters of rain. If you're in the moderate thunderstorm warning, which is across most of the country, you can expect some rain bringing up to 20 to 30 millimeters. So not as much as our severe one, but still. Now if we actually go to our thunderstorms, this is a thunderstorm warning, so of course we're going to see some thunderstorms, probably. So if we actually start off with right now, we got some action going on across northern England and Scotland, with the highest on land being 0.67 litres per kilogram. No, kilometres squared. Oh my god. I keep mixing up my units. Anyways. So yeah, that happens, and then as we progress on tonight, we can actually see that there's a little bit more action in the south, with the highest on land being up here, 0.61 litres per kilometre. Or I'll just use L per km squared because that's easier. So if we as we progress on throughout the day, we can see some scattered thunderstorms, but rain is basically what's driving this through, and that's probably why. Now if we go on for the okay, that scared me for a second. So this is a little bit of action going on Sunday, 0.44 L per km squared, which is just outside of Long Itchington. I honestly have no idea how to pronounce it, but okay. Okay, so if we go across to the rest of the week, so it goes up to, we'll go up to the Tuesday 22nd. The only reason why we can't look at the Met Office forecast is because for some reason they don't do thunderstorm actions. If we go over to the wind gusts for the Met Office model, let's have a look to see where the action is happening in terms of gusts. So right now we're seeing scattered 25 to 30 in some areas, like in the Shetland Islands. So as the day continues, we start to see a little bit more potential. Well, it gets less throughout the morning, and then we kind of see a little bit of orangey reddish coming in from the south, which then fades off. Then as we go into Sunday the 20th, that's when the action really starts with this low pressure system of 991 hectopascals is moving in and can bring gusts up to 54 miles an hour, which it is showing for 12 o'clock on Sunday for 53 miles an hour. So if we go on to continuing on throughout the day, we can start to see that we are getting a lot more pink and some of it being purple. If we actually look at London for the day, it can get up to 30, or they're saying that it can get up to 30 or even 40 miles an hour in terms of gusts. Now this is the Met Office model. They don't usually put out gusts like this that are even over 30 miles an hour. They don't issue that quite often. So as we lead into Monday, it's the low pressure system starts to come in, and eventually the low is right over London with 1001 hectopascals. So a little bit more in terms of pressure. If we actually go to our pressure chart throughout the time, we can actually see, as of right now, the UK is basically driven by blue, which is low pressure. And then there is some yellowish, orangey parts in some areas, but that's not reaching us. So as we progress throughout the rest of the day, it just gets more blue. And then leading into tomorrow, it still gets blue, and then, yeah, that happens. So as we continue on, we can actually see the pressure goes lower, leading into Sunday, where the whole of the UK is at least somewhat blue, with the least blue area up here in the Shetland Islands still being 1010 hectopascals. So that is the outlook for the pressure throughout the next few days. If we go towards trying to figure out wind accumulation, we'll see how much wind is actually accumulating on Sunday, because we need to keep an eye out for that. You can see, yeah, that kind of happens. London in some areas still say 39 to 40 miles an hour, and then in the ocean, wow, that's accumulating over the whole day. 69 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour in the ocean throughout the course over a day. Speaking of Sunday, if we go to Saturday, that is kind of a bit higher because it's like still quite, you know, built in. And yeah, so if we continue on for the rest of the day, so we can't see for the whole day of today, but because it's already started, and the Met Office will only focus on the windy from 4 AM to the rest of the day. So London still seeing about 24 to 27 miles an hour. So yeah, we can see there's quite a bit of action going on in the ocean right over here in the west. So that is your outlook for the next few days. If you are in the amber warning, then you could just look out for potential downpours, and again, millimeters up to 100. Anyways, that is the forecast for the next few days, and we shall see you in the next forecast. Bye bye!